welcome back to this the 5-minute Sabbath School Summary. We're in the third lesson entitled The Memorial of Grace. Our memory text this week taken from Joshua 4 verses 23 until 24. For the Lord your God dried up the water of the Jordan before you until you had crossed over, as the Lord your God did to the Red Sea, which he dried up before us until we had crossed over, that all the people of the earth may know the hands of the Lord, that it is mighty, that you may fear the Lord your God forever. As human, we tend to forget things easily, especially those that are not constantly in sight. But forgetting our spiritual need is much more serious because it's not just about missing something small, it's about relationship with God and our eternal future. The Ark of the Covenant symbolized God's presence and leadership, reminding Israel that victory would come only by following His way and timing. Before crossing the Jordan, people called to sanctify themselves, laying aside sin and trusting God as their true commander. The miracle of the Jordan showed that God is faithful, present, and powerful, and able to make the impossible possible. Memorial stones were set up that every generation would remember His mighty act and make faith their own. Both Red Sea and the Jordan crossing symbolize God's power to bring His people into the new beginnings, fulfilled in Jesus' baptism and in the spiritual rest we receive through Him. Remembering God's blessings strengthens our faith, keeps us from drifting, and teaches us to treasure His grace above all else. Israel's story also warns us to guard against modern idols and keep God first, for true faithfulness always brings blessings. Here are some questions that can help us dive deeper into the lesson. First, what's the miracle and why don't we see the same kind today? So, the miracles are acts of God beyond the natural explanation, revealing His love and purpose. Today, instead of dramatic signs, He often works in quieter ways, through the answered prayers maybe, changed life, and the guiding of the Holy Spirit, that teaching us to trust Him by faith. And the second question is, what practical ways we can prevent spiritual forgetfulness, and how we can use the past experience with God's help to strengthen our faith today. So we prevent spiritual forgetfulness by remembering what God has done through the journal, answered prayer, or a simple reminders at home. As a church, also we can celebrate testimony. We celebrate His goodness and pass on faith to the next generation. Past experience become anchor, reminding us that the God who helped before is still faithful today. Third, how can the Sabbath remind us what God has done and give us hope for the future? The Sabbath reminds us of God's faithfulness as our Creator and Redeemer, and how He has cared for us in the past. It also points forward to the eternal rest and joy we will have in His kingdom. Thus, Sabbath is both a reminder of God's past work and a promise of the future hope. This lesson teaches us how to remember God's faithfulness. Like Israel's memorial stones, our reminders of His goodness strengthen our faith, keep us close to Him, and point us to the eternal rest that He has promised. That's the summary for this lesson. Thank you and God bless.